وسهلا بكل الذين ينضموا للاستماع إلى راديو بلدي، أول راديو عربي أمريكي ويعنى بقضايا العرب في المهجر. برامجنا في راديو بلدي كل يوم جمعة من 8 وحتى 9 صباحا مع ليلى الحسيني في بث حي ومباشر وعبر WNZK راديو 690 AM. صباح الخير بلدي، صباح الخير لكل مستمعينا.
Welcome to Radio Baladi, the first Arab, Middle Eastern and American simulcast radio show. Radio Baladi is broadcast every Friday morning on WNZK 690 AM from 8 until 9 Eastern Time on Good Morning Michigan with Layla Al-Husseini. Our call-in number 248-557-3300. And now, stay tuned for the best radio talk show on Arab and American issues with your host, Layla Al-Husseini.
Today's show is brought to you by IB Cap and Kanor Hala.
كنت أبحث عن اشتراك في خدمة تلفزيونية جديدة، لكن صاحب المتجر أخبرني عن IPTV Box والتي تحتوي على القنوات العربية.
ادفع لمرة واحدة فقط واستمتع بالقنوات المميزة مدى الحياة مجانا.
يا له من عرض! لقد ظننت أنني تسرعت في الشراء، وفي غضون أسبوعين بدأت قنواتي المفضلة في الاختفاء. حاولت الاتصال بالشركة، عندها اكتشفت أنه ليس لدي تصريح لمشاهدة القنوات المميزة. يا لها من مضيعة للمال والوقت.
تفضل بزيارة checkyourbox.com اليوم للتأكد من أن جهاز IPTV Box الخاص بك مصرح به وأن قنواتك المفضلة متاحة وآمنة، ولا تنخدع بالسعر فقط.
Ramadan Mubarak! Kanor Halal is donating to Islamic Relief USA to help feed over 1,000 people this Ramadan. Through June 14th, visit www.kanorramadan.com to click on the good deeds you've done, and together let's give hope to those in need. You can also share e-cards and delicious iftar recipes. Share the kahar and visit kanorramadan.com to support Kanor Halal's donation today.
And good morning, Radio Baladi listeners. This is Adel Mozip welcoming you to the show. And this is a comeback to the candidates show. Last year, we hosted numerous candidates running for public office in Metro Detroit. And we're doing it again. This year, there will be a huge midterm election. And it's almost about us for the primary in August, where candidates will be running for many different offices throughout the state, and also we have Congress and Senate for both the House of Representatives and the state Senate races as well. So it's going to be a very busy election year in the U.S. and obviously in Michigan. In some areas in Michigan, this August primary will determine who will actually win the seat for some districts that are not contested. And this is because of the nature of the gerrymandering that we have, unfortunately, in Michigan. So today I have with me in the studio and later joining as well, with me is Councilman Saad Almasmari from Hamtramck, who is vying for the District 4 House of Representatives for the state of Michigan. And he is aspiring to be the first Yemeni American state rep in the U.S. So Saad, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
Good morning. And we would like to know more about Saad Almasmari for those who, for the first time, hear about his candidacy and why are you running for the seat?
Oh, thank you so much for the invitation, Adel, and thank you, US Arab Radio. Let me tell you, first of all, about myself as a person, and then I'll tell you about my candidacy. My name is Saad Almasmari. I'm originally from Yemen. I was born in a small village in part of Yemen, in the middle of Yemen, Medina. It's called Rada'. And I was born in 1986. I finished my high school in that small village. Then I moved to Sana'a. I got my bachelor's degree in media there from Science and Technology University. Then in 2009, I remember in March 12, I landed the U.S. So I came to the U.S. 2009 with my wife, and I went to Henry Ford College for 2 years, studied as English as a second language, then moved to Wayne County. Now I'm in Wayne State. And in 2011, I started my own business, which is ice cream distributor. And 2012, I got my U.S. citizenship. In 2014, I ran for Hamtramck School Board. I did not make it, but I got a lot of votes. I decided to serve the community. I'm a social person. I like to help the community. I like to work in the public. So I decided to help the community and serve the public through elected official seat. So we ran for Hamtramck City Council in November 2015. I was the highest vote getter, and I made it. Since 2015 until this moment, we are serving the community and trying to develop and make our community more knowledgeable.
So about your race, you're currently obviously serving on the city council. It's been now, this is your third year. What made you think, okay, I need to get to the next level, we need to get to the state house and be there? What triggered that decision?
Let's be honest here. I never thought about running for a state office, but after I got elected for city council, and we've been dealing for the past 2 years with the state, I found out that the current representative does not represent us as she should be. So I was thinking, how do we solve this issue? Whatever we need from a local government through the state, our representative does not respond, does not give us what we need. I think we need somebody to run for that office and be connected to the local government and know what they need so it can provide it.
So listeners, you can call in and ask your questions. The number here is 248-557-3300. Or you can, on the Facebook page for U.S. Arab Radio, post your questions for any of the candidates that we're hosting, and we'll be able to pose those questions to them right away. So we want to make this as a great forum of interaction with the candidates and have kind of the intimacy feel that we usually have when we're face to face. Saad, what are the main issues? Obviously, you've been canvassing, you've been knocking on doors. What are the main issues that you're seeing, or voters are telling you that you need to address them on the state level?
I've been living in the district since 2009, and I've been working as elected official in the district for 2 years and 3 months, and I really recognize the issues that the district or the residents of the district facing, and they want to be focused on. I think home and auto insurance rate is very high. People are complaining everywhere. I insured my car for $881 for 2 months. So every 2 months I'm paying $881. That's just crazy. Nobody can afford that. The district, most of the district residents are low-income families and low-income residents. I don't think they can afford that, and if they will pay insurance, they will pay half of their salary in insurance. So I am focusing I have 3 points to focus on during my term, inshallah, if I get elected. The first one is to lower your home and auto insurance rates. The second one is to increase public safety funding. I think we have a safety issue in the district. At least one crime every day happen in the district. So we need to increase public safety funding so we can help our law enforcement to enforce the law and to fight the crime. The third one and the last one is to fight for people's rights and freedoms. I think in Lansing, the current representative of District 4, they're not fighting for us, they're fighting for themselves, and now they're fighting for their son to get elected. So I think we, as a people of color, need somebody to represent us, somebody to be our voice there, and somebody who's honest and who's working sincerely for people.
That's great. Saad, that's great that you're taking this step. Obviously, you do recognize that this is unprecedented. I don't recall a Yemeni American running for that kind of office. What does that tell you? Do you kind of recognize that in the back of your mind?
I'm not running as a Yemeni American. I'm not running just to help the Yemeni American community. I am running to help the whole district, and I am running as everybody's candidate. So, yes, I am originally from Yemen, and our district has a big population and big community from Yemen, maybe 40% or 36%. So these people, they need to be represented. They need their issue to be brought up to the floor of the state house and discussed.
Can you tell us, since you kind of alluded into that, the demographics of the district that you're
I think
vying for
36% of the district are Middle Easterns, especially from Yemen, and we have 22% of the district Bengalis. We have African Americans, and we have white. We don't have a lot of Hispanics, but we have Bosnians also. We have Polish.
Well, obviously, Hamtramck is the most multicultural city probably you'll find in the Midwest.
Yeah, and I think the listeners or the audience needs to know what is the district and what are the borders.
Right. So
yeah, the district
4.
is Hamtramck, the District 4, if Michigan State Representative. It's Hamtramck and the surrounding areas of Detroit, which is from Mac to McNichols, from Connor, to Grand River. So this is the district, including Wayne State and Midtown of Detroit. So it has about 76,000 people, and the voters of these 76,000 people are 27,000 voters.
Right.
But the turnout is 5,000 people.
And this is what's very, very disheartening, is that you have 26,000 registered voters, and probably you still have another 10,000 that are not even registered to vote and are eligible to vote, and you have only 5,000 or 4,000 in a primary who will decide the next candidate. This is something that really needs to be changed, and I'm not sure as a state rep how much you can do to change that, but what kind of motivation that you bring to the voters, to the people that you talk to, so they can go and register to vote when the prospects or the possibility of them voting is close to 0%?
I think this is the only thing that the state rep itself can't do, but the candidates can do something. When we have 14 candidates in one district, each candidate has a responsibility to do their best so they can take people out and vote. Try to encourage, try to push people, try to have people come out and vote while you're running. But after you win the election, you're not going to be worrying about how many people are voting, but you will be worried about how to serve the district itself since you get elected. But every election, I think it's a good station for the people to encourage and educate other voters who don't go and vote, so they can go and vote and exercise their rights.
Thank you, Saad. We're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the crowded race for Saad, and also his track record also at the City Council for Hamtramck. So we will take a commercial break, and we will be back, so stay tuned, please.
كل عام وانتم بخير، واتمنى للعالم العربي السلام والوئام. بحييكم من اسواق زمزم، ويوجد عندنا تخفيضات كتيره على الاسواق وعلى الجروسري وعلى الخضار وعلى اللحوم. عندنا لحوم حلال، والمطعم كله لحوم حلال كمان. واتمنى لكم السلامه والدوام، وزورونا دايما، هتلاقوا تخفيضات كتيره وكبيره وتجدوا كل ما يسركم. وتحياتي لصوت العرب من امريكا ومدام ليلى الحسيني، واشكركم كتير جدا. كل عام وانتم بخير.
Thanks to our donors' continued and generous support, Life was able to find sponsors for over 5,000 orphans during 2017. Our goal this year is to ensure sponsors for over 10,000 orphans. Every year, Life holds a Eid Carnival where all the orphans enjoy a full day of fun activities, gifts, and much more. Every child deserves a chance. Start your sponsorship today. Life for Relief and Development would like to wish you and your family a blessed Ramadan.
When you're looking for the best in optical care, Dr. Imad Nakash is your doctor to see. With years of experience and thousands of successful procedures performed, you can trust your eyes to Dr. Imad Nakash. See Dr. Imad Nakash and his professional staff for your eye care needs. There's 2 locations to serve you. In Hazel Park, call 248-336-3937. 248-336-3937. In Rochester Hills, call 248-299-3937. That's 248-299-3937.
كل النجوم يجتمعون ليحتفلوا معكم برمضان هذا العام في باقة من أقوى وأضخم إنتاجات الدراما الهندية. اربطوا أحزمة مقاعدكم وانضموا إلينا في رحلة شيقة وألوان متنوعة من الدراما على زي ألوان. لون رمضانك.
Ramadan Mubarak. Kanor Halal is donating to Islamic Relief USA to help feed over 1,000 people this Ramadan. Through June 14th, visit www.kanorramadan.com to click on the good deeds you've done, and together let's give hope to those in need. You can also share e-cards and delicious iftar recipes. Share the kahar and visit kanorramadan.com to support Kanor Halal's donation today. The Rama Relief Foundation provides humanitarian aid into areas inside of war-torn Syria, as well as aid to the refugees who have fled to the neighboring countries in the Middle East. The foundation offers food baskets, container shipment, mental health, education, soup kitchens, and more. Go to ramarelief.org or call 248-990-4247. Any donation amount made to Rama will go to sustaining many lives. Call now 248-990-4247.
And welcome back, Radio Baladi listeners, to the Candidates Show on Radio Baladi. This is Adel Mozip welcoming you back to the show. I really appreciate the people who have joined through Facebook Live, and also the people who are calling to ask any questions that they have to the candidates. Shortly, we will have Abraham Aiyash, who is running for the State Senate, with us in the studio. I have with me Saad Almasmari, who is current councilman for city for Hamtramck, or city of Hamtramck, and also is running for state rep district 4. So before the commercial, Saad, we were talking about the demographics in your district and how many voters are registered, and the low voter turnout, especially in a primary. You said brought up a good point that you have 14 candidates.
Yes.
Running for the same seat, and obviously one will only be promoted to the general elections in November. But as I mentioned earlier, if you kind of win the Democratic nomination, 99% you're getting there because it's a huge Democratic district. So tell me about what does it feel to be one of 14?
Don't forget that we have the Republican candidate.
Right.
We have one Republican person running for the same seat, and we have 14 Democratic candidates. It's my first time running for a state rep or for a state election, but it's a good feeling to see how strong the competition is, because you are running for something and you have 13 other opponents. You don't know who to fight. You don't know who to focus on. But I think it's a good way to, as I told you, to encourage people. The more candidates that we have in election is the more people will come out and vote. And we just need people to come out and vote. I've been saying this every meeting or every event or every mosque I go. I tell people, go out and vote. Exercise your rights. If you go out and vote, it doesn't matter who you vote for. At the end, it's a democratic process. Just go and vote. You don't have to vote for Saad. You don't have to vote for Ibrahim. If you are not okay with us, vote for whoever you want to vote, as long as you go out to the poll sites and vote. So it's a good feeling to run along with 13 other candidates, and most of them are my friends. I know them, and I wish them luck. Not against me, but luck for themselves. We have, I think, 7 candidates from Hamtramck itself, and the other ones are from Detroit. So, inshallah, my chances are good. I am running very organized and very powerful campaign. We are trying our best to win election with not only Hamtramck votes, but Hamtramck and Detroit. We're trying our best to have our voters and our victory made by everybody in the district. That's why my campaign manager is African American, and one of my advisors are white, and we have Polish, we have Bengalis friends who are allying with us, and we are working together. They are running for other offices.
So, Saad, if you can tell me more also about your platform, once you're canvassing and knocking on doors and talking to people, what are the main issues that they tell you besides the roads, besides the insurance rates?
My 3 points, as I told you, is the insurance, the public safety funding, and to represent people of color and to represent the majority of the district population. When you knock on doors, people would like to listen from you, and then after they listen, they give you a question, or they express their concerns. The number one concern is the roads, the district streets and roads, and number two concern is the wage, the minimum wage. People are complaining and they're saying the jobs are available, but it's not even enough for them or for their daily life expenses. So I think we have to focus on city and the district roads and streets and alleys. We also have to focus on the wage, the minimum wage or the salary wage. So these are the two main issues that people talking beside those three issues, because I did not put those three issues from my head. Those three issues, we were facing them as a resident. I was facing them myself, and I heard people talking about them through all the 2 years that I've been elected for the office of the City Council of Hamtramck.
We have a call, and I believe it's Jerry is on the line. He's always calling us to the show. So, Jerry, good morning.
Good morning to you, my brother Adel A, and good morning to your guest, Mr. Saad Almasmari. تحياتي Mr. Saad Almasmari. I want to wish you and Adel and all the Muslim brother happy Ramadan.
Thank you.
Ramadan Kareem.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adel.
Yeah, go ahead for with your question.
Yeah, my question to Mr. Saad. Mr. Saad, you are from an American proud from Yemen, Al-Yemen Said. And as you said, Mr. Saad, there is a Lara, a Yemen citizen in Hamtramck, and besides the brother from Bangladesh, Bengali. My question here, the Bengali people, they try to turn City Hamtramck like the small Bangladesh. What Mr. Saad Almasmari as Yemeni say about this? How about you? Do you ever think about if the population of Yemeni more than Bengali, that we should call certain road, even the Bangladesh people, they try to call Conant Bangladesh Avenue or road. That's my first part. The second part, Mr. Saad, what is very touchy. You know, I love my brother Muslim, and I respect the hijab and the niqab. What Mr. Saad Almasmari think about niqab? Is the niqab will be allowed in your city, or should be some kind of regulation to for the safety of the public in your city? Especially now you're running for a state representative. I would love your answer. Thank you, Mr. Saad.
Thank you, Jerry, for your question. And I have Saad here. So to repeat the question, obviously some people who are on Facebook didn't hear the question. Sorry, he was asking twofolds about the growth of the Bangladesh community in Hamtramck, and obviously them asking to change one of the roads' name to Bangladesh Avenue, and as well the other question was about niqab, and obviously that's the face covering part of the hijab of some women who choose to wear that. So to legalize it or to delegalize it, that was the question. So I have Saad.
Okay, I have two separate answers for your two separate questions. The first of all, 3 months ago, I had my campaign kickoff, and I invited one of the council members from Hamtramck, former council member from Hamtramck, and he was a Bengali. And when he, in his speech, he told and he said that you Yemenis should take over the city, and this is a Yemeni city. And now you are saying they are trying to make a Bengali city. I don't think it's a Yemeni or Bengali or Germany or Polish city. It's an American city. And yes, any other countries' residents reside any city, they have the right to name any street or any buildings or any places under their country's name if they are passing it through the city council and through the city. So still American city, yes, people proud of their back home countries, but the Hamtramck is a Hamtramck American city. It's not Bengali city, and it's not Yemeni city. So this is the first question. The second question is the niqab. I think one of the amendments in the U.S. Constitution is the freedom of religion. If you think as a niqab lady, this is a part of your religion, you have the right to exercise it. I think we should not stop people from exercising their faith, exercising their rights, as long they're not hurting other people. So if you are not hurting other people or bothering others, you can do whatever you want if you think it's part of your religion. This is my second question to you.
Thank you, Saad. Appreciate it. And just right now, a little bit ago, Ibrahim joined us in studio. He is vying for State Senate seat, District 2. That covers a huge area of Detroit, Hamtramck, Grosse Pointe, Harper Woods, and Delray area of Detroit. So I'll let him introduce himself to the listeners for the first time who have heard of Abraham Aiyash, who is running for State Senate District 2. Ibrahim, welcome to the program.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Can you tell us more about Abraham Aiyash?
Yeah, so I'll tell you what I tell folks when I knock on doors. I'm the seventh of 8 kids. My parents came from Yemen in search of a better opportunity in this country, and I had the opportunity to live a middle-class family thanks to a good-paying job from Chrysler with my father, and my mom was a homemaker. I went on to Michigan State University, studied political theory and constitutional democracy and pre-med, got involved in politics when I was 13. I knocked more than 4,000 doors for President Obama's historic campaign. And from then on, I kind of dedicated my life to service, listening to the creed of Muhammad Ali, that service is the rent you pay to be on this planet. So I've paid my rent every single year since I was 13, and my life kind of zigs and zags. I travel around the world. I soon recognized that I had a calling for medicine, so I started studying pre-med, and then things kind of take a shift in 2016. I get involved in the political stratosphere again. I get thrown back in, and a lot of people kept telling me, you know what, Abe, you tend to have a knack for this. You seem to be committed to community. You're an effective communicator. You should really consider, running for office. So, I thought about it. I prayed on it, and I'm running for State Senate because I believe we need accountable, honest leadership that will be honest about the challenges ahead, accountable about how we get them done, and transparent about the process in which we get our challenges tackled. And I believe if we come together across all divides and say, you know what, we want to build a better Michigan because we want to dignify all people, we have an opportunity to really shift our politics. We're in a watershed moment. People are hungry to get involved, but a lot of people don't know how. And I think it starts with getting leadership in Lansing and in D.C. who are going to engage what Obama called the Office of Citizen. And I've seen what the Office of Citizen has been able to do. Here in Michigan, they decided voters and not politicians were going to decide how our districts look like, getting a petition to be put on the ballot. The Office of Citizen fought to protect Muslim Americans and people all across the world when the president tried to enact the travel ban 3 times, and when they tried to dismantle the Affordable Care Act, the Office of Citizens stepped up, and we put pressure on our senators, and fortunately, we were able to save the ACA. So I want to be able to take that same principles and to take those same principles and bring them into Lansing and say, look, we can build a better Michigan if we're willing to come together and we're willing to elect leadership that's going to bring new energy into our politics.
Ibrahim, I asked the same question to Saad earlier. What triggered you to, obviously you alluded a little bit to that, but when is that moment, if there was any, to tell us, hey, this is the moment that I want to run for public office?
Sure. So, I'll be honest with you. I kind of checked out because I kind of grew cynical of our political system. And there was a moment where our state senator had some controversy around him for public corruption and things of that nature. And in that moment, I looked at the folks who were trying to vie for his seat. And after 2016, I saw there was an impetus for people who looked like me, who believed in the values that were progressive to build a better Michigan, to get up and get involved, right? President Obama's last speech as president said, if you're frustrated with how things are, tie up your shoes, grab a clipboard, and think about running for office yourself. And that's exactly what I thought about doing. It was after the travel ban. So a couple days before the travel ban, my uncle actually passed away in Yemen because of the violence there. And to have an administration really try to target people because of how they prayed and trying to tell them, America's made great in spite of you, really struck a chord with me personally, given that my uncle had passed away a few days before the travel ban was enacted. So I kind of organized around my community to really get people galvanized to understand that we have, power if we come together and really speak up, not just speak out. And, seeing what I was able to do, I recognize, what, we can take this same energy into our politics right now where it's sorely needed. Our country is divided right now. And I always joke that, about 150 years ago, our country was divided and another Abe ran for office. And he brought our country together. And I think, Abraham Lincoln. So, I think we're long overdue for people who are going to believe in clean government and who are going to believe in transparency and honesty in our government. And it starts with folks who are going to do things like stand up to corporations. I think in this state, if you look at where we are in Michigan, we are a state surrounded by 84% of America's fresh water, yet we're the epicenter of every single water crisis in this country. We are the auto capital of the world. We literally put the world on wheels, yet we can't fix our damn potholes or get auto insurance right. We have world-class schools like my alma mater, MSU, and U of M, but we cannot teach our kids in K through 12 to even prepare them for those universities. And we were the state that built the middle class, right? People came from all over the world, all over this country to come to Michigan because they saw an opportunity to, get a good paying, decent job that offered them benefits and weekends off and be able to afford housing in communities and grow up and take their kids to good schools. And we've dismantled that in things like right to work. So all of these things, culminate to a politics that is broken, and it's rooted in this idea where we are making it a politics of price tags, and it's no longer a politics of purpose. So we really have an opportunity here to say, how are we going to seize the moment after 2016 to really get people engaged in our political process? And I think I can play a small part in that.
Thank you, Abraham. We're going to take a commercial break, and we will be back to discuss more of the issues. And one thing that I'd like to discuss is obviously the current Michigan State House and the Senate, both controlled by Republicans.
Yeah.
And would like to get your take on how will, if you get elected, hopefully, work with your Republican counterparts to achieve policy and get things done in Lansing. So we will take a commercial break, and we will be back with the Candidates Show on Radio Bellady. Please stay tuned.
كنت أبحث عن اشتراك في خدمة تلفزيونية جديدة، لكن صاحب المتجر أخبرني عن IPTV بوكس والتي تحتوي على القنوات العربية.
ادفع لمرة واحدة فقط واستمتع بالقنوات المميزة مدى الحياة مجانا.
أوه يا له من عرض! لقد ظننت أنني تسرعت في الشراء، وفي غضون أسبوعين بدأت قنواتي المفضلة في الاختفاء. حاولت الاتصال بالشركة، عندها اكتشفت أنه ليس لدي تصريح لمشاهدة القنوات المميزة. يا لها من مضيعة للمال والوقت.
تفضل بزيارة checkyourbox.com اليوم للتأكد من أن جهاز IPTV بوكس الخاص بك مصرح به وأن قنواتك المفضلة متاحة وآمنة، ولا تنخدع بالسعر فقط.
Our team at Life wanted to say thank you to all of our donors, supporters, and friends. With your help, we were able to provide food baskets and iftar meals to over 130,000 people across the world. This year, we want to continue our mission to feed more people across the globe during Ramadan. With your generous support, you can help make this mission a reality. Life for Relief and Development would like to wish you and your family a blessed Ramadan.
Ramadan Mubarak! Kanor Halal is donating to Islamic Relief USA to help feed over 1,000 people this Ramadan. Through June 14th, visit www.kanorramadan.com to click on the good deeds you've done, and together let's give hope to those in need. You can also share e-cards and delicious iftar recipes. Share the kahar and visit kanorramadan.com to support Kanor Halal's donation today.
Life is full of experiences. Some of them are good, some of them are not that good. Some of them leave deep memories in us and help us change towards the better.
Every night here at the ICD, we have iftars underneath a huge tent where people can come and just enjoy a meal here at the masjid. Afterwards, we have Taraweeh prayers led by a renowned scholar in Qari, Nadi Kishik. Parents, please bring your babies and your toddlers and the children and put them into our different babysitting programs where you can have khushu' during salah. Afterwards, throughout the month of Ramadan, we have different competitions, different lectures where we can compete and increase for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you have any questions, please call us at 313-584-4143 or visit us at www.icdonline.org.
Ramadan Kareem to all our viewers and listeners in the Arab and Muslim world. I wish, in the name of myself, Dr. Fayek Nicholas Shama, and IVF Michigan, a specialty in the treatment of infertility in men and women, a month full of happiness and joy, and may this month bring goodwill to everybody that is watching this video.
Saad brand. Quality products from our family to yours. Saad Brothers Importing offers the finest quality products, including brands like Sultan, Kraft, Nestle, Hook, Rico Picon, Donna, and many more. Ask your retailer to carry these fine products because you deserve the very best. For more information, visit our website at www.saad.com. That's www.saad.com. Saad, quality products from our family to yours.
And welcome back, Radio Belady listeners, to the Canada Show. This is the first episode of the second season. Right now, we have actually a call, so we will take them first. Rod is on the line. Rod, welcome to the Canada Show.
Hello, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. What's your question?
My question is, I need a simple, clear, no zigzag answer about my question.
Sure.
The person that is talking about being, trying to get elected to the Senate, would you be in favor of Sharia law in America?
Thank you for the question. Actually, that's always a question posed to Muslim candidates. And Ibrahim, the question was directed to you, so if you'd like to give an answer to that. Thank you.
Yeah. It's pretty simple. So as a state senator, I would have to comply with and uphold the United States Constitution and then the Michigan State Constitution. There isn't some book that talks about Sharia law. If there is one, I've never seen it, and I've been a Muslim my entire life. So I will follow as a state senator the Michigan State Constitution and the U.S. Constitution, and those two documents are going to, be the foundation of any legislation, any value sets that I will introduce.
Thank you. My question prior to the commercial break was about working with the counterparts in the Republican Party. So if you get elected, and we'll begin with Saad, and then we'll go to Abe, what will you do to establish a relationship with the Republicans, or perhaps have no relationship with the counterparts, but in order to get things done that the voters are expecting from Lansing, from elected officials in Lansing?
I think it's not a good idea to keep on focusing on your colleagues from the same party that you are from and lose every step you try to take. I think we should build bridges. We should have an excellent connection with our, if we got elected, with our colleagues from the Republican Party, and we should come up with what people want and what people need. Let's go and work for this. Let's not make it a partisan issue. We were elected to achieve things for people. Let's get together, Republicans and Democrats, and do that for the community.
Thank you, Saad. Ibrahim, same question for you.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it's important to recognize a few things. The Republican Party has controlled every facet of our state government over the past 8 years. That's the Secretary of State's office, the Attorney General's office, the Governor's mansion, the State Senate, and the State House. With respect to the State Senate, Republicans have controlled it longer than I've ever been alive, since the 20th century. And right now in the Michigan State Senate, we have 27 Republicans and 11 Democrats. It's about a 3-to-1 split. And part of that is the party in power, which has been the Republicans. They've essentially gerrymandered the districts to favor them. And for those of you that don't know what that means is, so the party in power gets to draw how the districts look like to favor their political party. In terms of how I'm going to work with them, so I've been all across this state, places like Escanaba, Michigan, places like Standish and Forest Hills, and very different communities. And I've had the pleasure to talk to folks and hear their stories. And I can tell you that most folks care about very similar things, right? They want to make sure that their kids have good schools. They want to make sure that in the Great Lakes state they have access to that water and it's clean and it won't poison them. And they want to make sure that when they drive down the road, their rims are not going to get busted because of poor infrastructure. And I can tell you that the way I intend to work with them is this. This is kind of my secret. Initially, I will go.
It's not going to be a secret anymore.
No, it's not. Well, I mean, that's kind of why I'm Honest Abe. I want to let people know and be transparent about how I govern. So one of the things that I intend to do is really go into other districts and talk to folks in Republican-leaning districts and say, hey, I want to know what some of the issues that you care about, and then be able to go back to my colleagues and say, I was in your neighborhood the other weekend, or I was in your neighborhood the other month, and I talked to folks, and they seem to care about this particular issue, and it also affects people in District 2. I always say, as a state senator, I'll be a senator for the state of Michigan, a lobbyist for my district. So essentially, I would work with them by telling them, I've studied your district. I kind of understand it because I had the opportunity to go there. Let's try to work on some issues. And if not, we're pretty much going to, hold them accountable for their actions. We're going to show people where they get their money from, what keeps them in office, how their campaign contributions look. And we're going to say, look, you have a chance in 2022, hopefully when we pass Voters Not Politicians, to move some of these people out of office if they're not interested in working for people, but rather focus on corporate interests.
I have one question about K-12 education, which is an issue that is so passionate. I'm very passionate about. And yesterday and this morning, I was watching the Mackinac conference governor debate, or the candidates for governor debates, and it was intriguing to see very different visions for Michigan from the candidates. And I would like to get also your perspective on K-12 funding. On obviously, Republicans and Democrats both agree that the system has not been funded properly, or actually has been defunded. So, as a state senator and as a state rep, what will you do to increase funding for public schools specifically? So we'll start with Saad.
I think in Hamtramck and Detroit, people know that charter schools are stronger in education than public schools, and that is unfortunate. I think as a state representative, inshallah, if I win, I will do my best to increase the funding for our district public schools. Even in 2015, when I ran for Hamtramck City Council, one of my 3 agendas was to support Hamtramck public schools. So I believe schools are the future. If we don't care about the school, the future is going to be crabby. We have to work hard to increase funding for the schools, to give the teachers the rights wherever they need. The schools needs to be focused on by people, by parents, by students, and mostly by lawmakers or politicians.
If I can kind of do a follow-up, how are we going to do that? Are we going to increase taxes? Are we going to bring other revenue streams? What do you think, Saad?
Yeah, I think the best way to do that is the Michigan Department of Education has a big budget, and that budget is being used in useless places. We should focus on teachers, classrooms, and what students are studying. We should focus on the books they're reading and the books they are being taught. There's too many places or too many spots that you can cut funding from the Department of Education and put it for public schools exactly.
Okay. Same question for you, Ibrahim. What are the things that you will be doing as a state senator to increase funding for public education?
Yeah, I think that we first have to recognize that the Betsy DeVos agenda that the Republican-controlled Senate has really pushed through has fundamentally dismantled education. And the data shows, we have the poorest public school systems in the entire Midwest. And that doesn't happen by accident, right? These things happen over a period of time. And I think a part of that is we have kind of tried our best, or the Republicans have tried to really make our public education system into a voucher-based system where they're giving people money to kind of decide how they want to spend it. And I think one of the first things we have to do is this. In order to increase per pupil funding for schools, we have to stop taking money from the education fund into the general fund. I think that has to stop. And we have to get serious about holding charter schools accountable. And we can do things like making a single authorizer in the state of Michigan to be the ones who charter. Currently, we have about 14 in the state of Michigan. In Detroit, 160 charter schools are authorized by three authorizers. And I think that in and of itself is very problematic. The other thing is we have to get serious about trying to outlaw for-profit charter schools. Any charter school that tries to make money off our tax dollars and make money off our children's education just doesn't make sense. And we have to be able to promote things like universal pre-K. I think that kids should be able to learn at an early age. And as we continue in school, we have to get creative about what do we do with the kids who don't want to go to college maybe. So one of the things I want to introduce is, as seniors, kids generally have to take pre-calc. If they're not going to go to college, right, learning sine and cosine won't be as effective for them. What we could do is transition that to teach them how banking works, to teach them how loans work and interest works. So that way when they go off to college and they want to go do a vocational trade, right, they're able to take something tangible with them and be able to live a lifestyle and say, look, I'm going to understand how finances work so I don't have to end up bankrupting myself simply because I didn't know. So those are the type of things that we can really talk about. But absolutely, I think you touch on the point that we need to invest more in per pupil funding. And look, we were going to offer Amazon $4 billion. $4 billion.
Tax breaks, right.
Our state budget is about $56 billion. We almost gave 10% of our state budget in tax breaks to a corporation. What we should have been doing, if we just take a fraction of that money and we go ahead and invest it in our school systems, we can build, right, the new Silicon Valley, right? We can build, the next Amazon. And we do that if we invest in education first. I think education is the bedrock for any society. And it doesn't have to be college, right? If we're teaching our kids how to read, if we're teaching our kids how to, weld and things of that nature, they're able to do things and be able to sustain their lives in a way where they're proud of the work that they're doing, and our communities are better off when our society is educated.
Very well put. Abraham, we're going to take another and final commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to conclude our show, and we're still getting your questions. I did receive one personal question that, unfortunately, I will not be asking on the show. I would hope that we would kind of direct our questions to be more policy-oriented and what the candidates will be doing, not their personal manners. So we'll take a commercial break, and we will be back, so stay tuned.
Ramadan Mubarak! Kanor Halal is donating to Islamic Relief USA to help feed over 1,000 people this Ramadan. Through June 14th, visit www.kanorramadan.com to click on the good deeds you've done, and together let's give hope to those in need. You can also share e-cards and delicious iftar recipes. Share the kahar and visit kanorramadan.com to support Kanor Halal's donation today.
نهنئ الجالية المسلمة بحلول شهر رمضان الكريم. كل عام وأنتم بخير. الله يوفق الجميع والله يتقبل الجميع إن شاء الله. والله يهدي بلادنا العربية أن تكون في أمان بحفظ الله تعالى. أسواق قاشات ميديتريان ماركت 14 مايل نورث ويسترن. نحن لدينا البضاعة العربية الممتازة والجيدة والنظيفة، ولدينا مطعم عربي فيه جميع أنواع الأكلات والسلطات وكل شيء يحتاجه البيت العربي أو البيت العراقي. ونشكر إذاعة صوت العرب في أمريكا.
Are you going to start a restaurant or grocery store soon? Do you need floor plans and designs? Call Naji Abood at 734-744-9796. Do you want to buy kitchen and restaurant equipment at discount prices? Call Naji Abood now, 734-744-9796. New Concept Products and Design, the trademark of kitchen equipment. 5% discount on all purchases of $75,000 or more. New Concept Products and Design, new location, 31185 Schoolcraft in Livonia. Learn more at www.newconceptproducts.com. Call Naji Abood, 734-744-9796.
Saad brand. Quality products from our family to yours. Saad Brothers Importing offers the finest quality products, including brands like Sultan, Kraft, Nestle, Hook, Rico Picon, Donna, and many more. Ask your retailer to carry these fine products because you deserve the very best. For more information, visit our website at www.ziad.com. That's www.ziad.com. Saad, quality products from our family to yours.
The Rama Relief Foundation provides humanitarian aid into areas inside of war-torn Syria, as well as aid to the refugees who have fled to the neighboring countries in the Middle East. The foundation offers food baskets, container shipment, mental health, education, soup kitchens, and more. Go to ramarelief.org or call 248-990-4247. Any donation amount made to Rama will go to sustaining many lives. Call now 248-990-4247.
And welcome back, Radio Baladi listeners. This is Adel Mozip welcoming you back to the Candidates Show, our first episode for 2018. This is season 2. I have with me today in the studio candidate and councilman Saad Almasmari, who is vying for District 4 State House representative seat, as well as Abraham Aiyash, who is running for District 2 of the State Senate. I don't think we did mention what areas Abraham District 2 covers. So quickly, if you can tell us what areas your district covers and how many registered voters are in your district.
Yeah, we have one of the richest and poorest communities in Wayne County. So the district covers Hamtramck, Highland Park, Harper Woods, Detroit from Delray to the east side, and all 5 Grosse Pointe communities. There's about 200,000 people that live in that district. And we anticipate, between 20 to 30,000 voters who will vote in the primary.
Okay. Yeah. And do you know how many registered voters? Because we were talking about how low the turnout usually is?
I don't have that number off the top of my head. But our voter turnout rate, given that it's a district with nearly 200,000 people, about 10% people are vote in the Democratic primary.
Wow.
Obviously, there are folks who vote in the Republican primary, but I think it shows you that we have a lot of work to do in terms of engaging people.
For sure. And would like to conclude the show, so we'd like to get what distinguishes you as a candidate and why people should vote for you and Saad, and then Abraham, just 2 minutes each, please.
I think people should vote for me because I carry and I worry about the three things that most of the district residents worry about, which is lower home and auto insurance, increase the public safety funding, and fight for people's rights and funding and freedom, as well as I have experience with the current state rep, and I know what does the district need. We will do our best to serve the people, and as I am serving in Hamtramck City Council, my highest priority is the community, nothing else.
Thank you, Saad. And Ibrahim, in 1.5 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are the only campaign that has really built a coalition across many different backgrounds of people in such a diverse district. I believe that we're the only candidate and the only campaign that really understands the complexity of representing a district that is extremely rich and extremely poor, and people that speak many different languages. And then the one thing about my candidacy is that we're going to be open and we're going to be transparent. We're going to have a sense of urgency where other candidates seem to kind of run on the same old. We're really bringing fresh perspectives. We're really bringing bold ideas. We're the only campaign that's coming out with and releasing serious policy ideas in terms of how we're going to get things done. And we're engaging far more people than any other candidate in this race. So we are a true grassroots campaign. We've contacted more voters than any other candidate in this race. And we are doing the work of democracy. We're the only campaign that's committed to really engage people and bring more folks into the fold of our democracy and say, hey, Michigan will only work if the Office of Citizen is strong and the Office of Citizen is engaged, and that's been the core of our campaign. And we're going to take that into the Senate, and hopefully we can take it into our Michigan politics as a whole.
Thank you so much, Ibrahim. Thank you so much, Saad, for joining me today. And thanks to the listeners and everybody who has contributed. Really appreciate it. Everybody have a pure Michigan great weekend.
Can I make one shameless plug?
Go ahead.
If you guys want to learn more about our campaign, voteabraham.com. VOTEABRAHAM, spelled like Abraham Lincoln. Voteabraham.com. We'd love for you guys to check us out. If you guys want to call me personally, 313-770-1780. Thank you for the opportunity.
And Saad, obviously, you can find him on Facebook as well. Thank you, everybody, and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you.